Wolfman 2025. I don't know what to expect from this. It's January and it's Blumhouse. If that makes sense, if you know, you know. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't even like the OG that much. I'm not a big fan of this franchise. And I saw the first look for the Wolfman. It's extremely weird and it looks extremely cheap. Um, I don't know. Maybe it'll be a little bit enjoyable. So going with somebody. So yeah, let's go see Wolfman. I'm seeing Wolfman. I really don't know what to expect from this one either, guys. But second movie of the year. Let's do this. Me and her are the only ones in the Wolfman theater. Already not a good sign. let's just give it a chance. Let's see how it is. Well, that was awful. Not a big fan of this movie at all. That I can't believe I'm saying this, but Peter Pan, the fucking horror movie, is probably better than this. This was just a man fucking walking around. This was terrible. I don't know how people can say this is good. That had to be one of the worst horror remakes of all time. I don't know anybody who's a big fan of this movie. Like, I haven't heard too much about this movie. That's maybe because people had absolute zero interest in it, which I would understandably get. But hooey! Like I said, I wasn't even as much of a fan as the original, but this was terrible. Blumhouse, what the fuck? You hire a great director, and he gives us this? Like, what studio told him he couldn't do all the things he said? Well, let me just start out with the positives, okay? Then I'm just gonna go on a rant, because this movie was not good at all. So, I gotta say, I do like the director. I think the camera work in here is very good. There's cool shots. Like, there's a time he's in the car, and it's good at building suspense. I think the characters are somewhat likable. You don't really get enough of them. There's literally only 5 people in this movie, though. So, I found myself so bored with the first 15 minutes of this movie. When it happened with the end, it was just fucking... It was dumb. It was so dumb. So yeah. Also, physical performances, whew, actually really good. If you're expecting like a lot of werewolf transformations and all this other shit, nah, you don't even get that here. You get some gnarly scenes where maybe he transforms, but it's just like moving skin, and it's the design is awful. I gotta give it to you guys right there. So yeah, but the visuals are really also cool, like the moonlight and the setting's really cool, which is unfortunate too, because they really could have made this movie work if they actually fucking put effort in this. This movie is so boring. It is unbelievably boring. And by the time you get to that third act, it's awful. I wish they would have explored more about the dad switching into the Wolfman. So yeah, they like discover a little bit of it where you get to see it from his perspective and how people look to him. That is a fantastic idea. I don't think I've ever seen that done in a werewolf horror movie, but they did it here, but they didn't do enough of it. I feel like I wish I saw more of what he was thinking and what he was seeing, like, because the visuals are so cool for it too, but there's only like literally 3 scenes that last for 30 fucking seconds where he's looking at his daughter, and it's maybe neon lights and their eyes are pink and it's blurred speech. Like, that's so cool. Why the fuck wasn't that the whole movie? Like, it's just, I don't know. Another thing, it was so obvious, and the marketing kind of pisses me off here. Because in the trailers and in the posters, you knew the dad was turning into the Wolfman. But, spoiler alert, don't even consider this movie something that needs to be spoiled, because who gives a shit? There are two Wolfmans, and they marketed it as the dad. Like, the dad was turning into the werewolf, and the daughter was supposed to help him turn back, and fuck, there's two, and it's not even the fucking dad who's the main one. The whole movie, at least the last 10 minutes of the movie, it's the dad. The whole fucking first half of the movie, it's pisses me off to my core because it's just ridiculous, and it was so obvious. It was so obvious. Like, I looked at my friend and I'm like, I bet you that's the dad's dad. So in the beginning of the movie, this kid has a dad or whatever, and he's apparently deceased, and they got to go back to his cabin, and then just how the movie's played out. At least halfway, you're like, I bet the Wolfman in here is his dad. And what do you know? It's just so obvious. He looks like it. That's why the wolf design doesn't work in here. Because he looks like his dad. It's not, I get it's supposed to be a wolf man. So, but the design was just, it was not effective. It was extremely cheap. It didn't even look that scary. You only got two werewolves fighting for 5 minutes. Bam, done. The werewolf dies. The dad's dad dies as the wolf man. And then the son becomes the werewolf man. And I was telling myself, I looked at my friend and she's like, we have like 10 minutes left of the movie. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Like, they did absolutely nothing with the runtime here. The whole time, it was just a man walking around. Fucking just walking around. Maybe some action here and there, but that's a slight stretch because there was really nothing they did with this movie. Like I said, this really could have worked. And it's fucking stupid. It was just so dumb. So, I was thinking to myself, I was like, if they end this movie where the dad turns back into human because of his daughter's love for him, that is going to be the corniest shit. Like, how the fuck can you end a movie like that? Thank God they didn't, because that would have made the movie so much worse. But they did a ballsy move at the end. They killed the dad. But it didn't feel earned. I didn't feel the emotion. Like, there's sad music playing, they're crying, and they just kind of move on. Like, the characters don't even seem that stretched. The daughter just gets teary-eyed. She's not even, like, actually crying. The child actor was actually kind of the best part. She did a really good job. Like I said, there's some suspenseful moments in here, but this movie's just generic, boring, and they did nothing to do with the Wolfman property. Such a disappointing movie, because I really didn't know what to expect, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. Like, I at least thought I was going to have some enjoyment, like a home invasion Wolfman film. Fuck yeah, that sounds awesome. But what I got here was this hillbilly-ass shit. It's ridiculous. It is such a bad movie. I'm going to give it a broken TV. It was going to slightly get the edge of bronze TV because of the effects. Because the effects are awesome in the physical performances. But the movie overall is just not something I'd want to watch again or add to my collection at home. So, give or take, broken TV. I'm not doing the scores anymore. So, but yeah, it was just generic as hell. It was really boring. I'm just so disappointed with this coming out of this because this was me and her first movie watching together. So, this is gonna be the movie I'll think of. Hey, do you remember Wolfman? Yeah, it was terrible. And, she thought it was okay, but she also thought it was boring. So, I'm gonna take it that she didn't like it at all. So, yeah, guys, that's Wolfman. It's not as awful as Madam Web, so I'm still talking about that a year later. That's how bad that was. So, I gotta say, the first two horror movies I saw this year are just okay. Hopefully, when I go see Dogman next week, it'll be a refresh from this pile of steaming shit. So, I'm excited for that one. So, yeah. Alright. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.